the last 2 years
Hmm.
has really been another like a quite a major increase in my faith and how I feel about it and how strongly I place it in my life and how I use it in my day to day. It's a lot more enhanced than it ever has been, especially the last year. And then, but it really started the last about 2 years ago now. This time last year, Ramadan about to start, and I was like, you know what? I had some good influence,
Hmm.
and this person was like, you need to learn how to pray. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I do, and I was willing to take responsibility. So I learned how to do that, and as I started getting more into it, and I just found more peace and less anger in my heart too. And things were instead of always asking like, "Why does this happen to me?" or getting angry, I was more
Yeah.
accepting. This is the path that I've been given. So you become more accepting, and things make more sense, and you question it less, and you just kind of live with what you have, and you go forward.
Yeah.
And you just hope that the path you're being led to is the one that makes you happy.
And so it was like really getting your start and giving it a chance that really got you sort of really in it, like deep in it.
I
Just
think when I
seeing
started,
how it was
yeah,
applied to your life in the end, like
yeah,
the changes that it made in your thinking, maybe.
yeah, definitely. I started noticing a lot of things, and right for me, when I started bringing God into my life, things that would never have opened for me before had opened. And
Mm.
some people may not agree. That's fine, but the way I felt, the way it impacted me, was that it brought a lot of good into my life. When a lot of my life had a lot of darkness, either mentally or people or things that were occurring around me. Um, there's so many ways people can look at it, but for me, like it was something that's saving my mind and my soul and just my life in general.
Mm.
So I have a lot to be thankful for. Yeah.
That's interesting. Is what I'm getting from it is that you had like a lot of external factors influencing you, but then you realize that when once you start fixing yourself internally, they don't influence you as much anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
And it's not like I was ever a follower or a shape of any sort. It was more just like you are a product of your environment at the end of the day.
Right.
If you're surrounding yourself with this certain amount of these certain people who do certain things, you're it's gonna seem more normal. And then when things more becomes more normal, you might accustom to what they're doing or become that person unintentionally,
Mm.
but it happens, right?
Mm.
So I felt like I had to bring myself out of that and separate myself from certain people and either go on the lonely path for a while, but the lonely path is rewarding because you so much growth, so much mentally, whether it be your family as well, or financially, wherever it is, you're just really focused. So that's what I have in mind in the last 2 years is to work on myself and give myself something that I never really had, which was like stability.
Mm. And what was like your lowest point? Like when was that, and what was sort of influencing that you had to change that drastically? You know.
Um, I did have a lot of issues, and just relationship breakdowns and things like that. And I think like when I did have my ex partner, I think after that it was kind of eye opening for me that being alone is okay, and you know these people aren't you're not meant to clutch onto like put a hold onto people. It's meant to be of moments and that there is more out there, and I just have to realize that I'm enough and people are enough. You don't need other people to feel happy. And I think that when you're in a dark time too, you kind of depend on other people to make
Mm-hmm.
you feel so. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what, that's not right. So that's why that time 2 years ago, I had to really think and work on myself, and it worked for me. And it's something that I never regret things in my life, but makes you think about things very differently, or even feel like embarrassed of certain things you've done. Because like, oh, the person I am now wouldn't do that.
Mm. Like, do you have regrets, or do you see it as it's all part of who I am now? Like, it made
I
me who I
definitely,
am now.
yeah, it makes you who you are. Like, look for me, there's certain things I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or like for example, my tattoos. Like if I had to pick now, like I'm actually in the process of getting rid of them,
Do you want to get rid of all of them?
just the visible ones
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
now, because they're the ones people can see, like the hand, the arm. It's going. No, I just that's just me. Like I know it's you can repent and whatnot, but for me it's more just like I get looked at in a certain way as well. Like it's you shouldn't care what people would say or judge you on, but
But
people
it's not
can
comfortable.
like yeah. I just want to be
Yeah.
looked at as like I go to a mosque, right? I'm wearing the hijab, like the scarf, it's everything. And then I have a hand tattoo or like finger tattoos, and then people think, "Oh, are you a revert?" And I'm like, "No, like that's even if I wasn't like even if I was like
Yeah.
that's nice, but they just assume, you know." But I don't care about what people think, but at the same time, it's you can't help how you feel about it as well. So how I
Yeah.
feel too bad, even I feel like uncomfortable having it on my skin now.